stations.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of World of Warships. And on this episode, I am joined by a really good friend of mine. We got Warp Jester Gaming.
Hey everybody! Welcome.
And we are going to be playing a match on this PvP that has no islands. Like, we are completely out in the open ocean. This is going to be interesting because you have nothing to hide behind. Well, what's going to be your strategy on this one? Just run away? I mean, you're not going to be able to take hits, and there's going to be ships out here that are going to be able to nail both of us long before we even get in range.
Duck, dodge, and dive.
Right. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think I'm going to stay in the back as much as possible. I'm going to go ahead and, kind of reverse and get back behind some of the bigger ships that have that range. Help me. Bad tier 5 ships. We can still win this, guys. Let's charge. There is something that we want to let you know. The last time we checked, there were only, 6 people on our side?
No, we've got 11 versus 13.
Okay, so yeah,
Normally,
we're minus
teams
2
are 12
people.
and 12.
See, that's weird. That's almost like, they took one of our members, put it on their side, and, now we're at a disadvantage of 2, so I don't know on
I'm
that
really
one, guys.
curious, too, because there's the ARP we talked about earlier, which is a collaboration between World of Warships and an anime that they're working with. I'm wondering if that has any bearing on it, but yeah, I don't really see that kind of thing go on.
Now, have you played this map before? I mean, I'm sure you have, but...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what's usually the outcome on this one? Who usually wins? Is it the aircraft carriers? Do they have the best chance of this one? Is it the destroyers?
No. What it really boils down to on these type of maps is literally just straight up, if our team knows how to work together, stick together, we're golden. If we don't, then we're all kinds of host. Oh, Christ.
Yeah, you're way, way up there in the front all by yourself, man. I think you need to come back a little bit because...
More important, I was trying to go out and scout, and I just had a Minikaz appear in front of me.
Oh, we have somebody out there actually hitting that guy. Where are they shooting from? Oh, wow. Yeah, and somebody's shooting these guys from far away. Now we got some fighters incoming. Oh, crap. They're going to take out our bombers. You can see them over there trying to flank them. Oh, no. How's that going to turn out? I wish you could actually see them a little closer up, to be honest, the fights in the sky. Unfortunately, when you zoom in, you really can't see that well. Up in the air anyway. So I'm kind of looking forward to getting to that stage where we have the aircraft carriers, and I can show you some of that aerial combat, because you're supposed to be able to see through those, the eyes of the airplanes as well, so...
Well, more of a top-down map look through the eyes of them, per se.
Oh, okay, so you can't see, like, the ships flying around in formation or anything like that.
You'll definitely see the planes flying around, but like I say, you're kind of looking at it from like a commander's point of view, top-down map of them.
Well, still, that's better than we got right now. I do see that you put your fog down there. Is that helping you out?
Was, but I got out of range of it, so now there's something lined up on me.
Yeah, there's 4 guys out there.
Hey.
They're still way, way out of range of what I can hit, so I'm going to go ahead and turn into them a little bit, just so I can get in range, start firing back, maybe give you a little bit of cover fire. Not probably going to help you out all that much. Again, I don't do that much damage, but I need to be able to help my guys out a little bit. So come on, let me get in there. Turn into these guys. There's 2 of them over here on the left. Those are the ones I'm going for. The Congo and the Omaha are the ones that I am going to be shooting at here very, very soon. If I can catch up to them. Dang, they're just right outside my range. Nope. Ah, man, I'm just like 15 feet short on that one. Are they wrecking you guys over there?
They're laying into the ARP. Yeah, I need to read up on, because I've kind of taken a little sabbatical from this game and come back, and I've got the ARP series of stuff going on. I'm not really sure what all is incorporated with them, so I'm not really sure how they lay out. But Oh my dear God! What in the... Our own person just torched our ARP, like torpedoed a friendly.
Oh no, really?
Yeah.
Did he do it by accident, or did that look like it was on purpose?
I think he's an idiot.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, you said you'd done that by accident at the very beginning of a game, push the button, and, you know, set the torpedoes hitting another ship, but I have seen people where they get into, like, an unbalanced group, and they know it's going to be over, and they try to do everything possible to end the battle sooner because they know it's over.
Yep.
So, I don't know if that's what's going on or not, but, you know, I hate when people give up like that. Oh, I'm dead.
If you look at the map right now, you can see the clustering of the enemy team compared to us. They're doing it right. They're staying together. They're focusing their fire on whoever's available.
Well, I mean, we were doing pretty good. We had 3 guys over there, but unfortunately, the other side of our team decided to go the other direction. I guess maybe we should have turned around and went with them.
Well, it really is hard to say because when we first started out, people were kind of scattered every which way, and now we're just all over the place, and it's just not doing us any good.
Right.
Fortunately,
Well,
between that and having like this Furitaka, the badness, who's torped our own ARP, and then on top of that, almost torped me. Obviously, not a skilled person, if not a kid, and just not paying attention.
right. Yeah, I mean, one bad mistake like that could cost you the game.
Oh, easily. We had a heavy hitting battleship that was willing to get out there and do some damage, and now all of a sudden we're down that battleship because he got torped up the hindquarters.
Yeah, and we would also be a tie game right now if he was still there because we're down 3 ships, they're down 2 ships, and it's anybody's game right now. You could get very, very lucky if we rally together and start grouping together a little bit more and going after the enemy very coordinate. I think we could still win this one, right?
If we could pull things together, yeah. The other issue is you'll notice in the chat there's not a lot of coordination or camaraderie in terms of trying to talk to each other and say, hey, what's going on? Yeah.
But you were mentioning...
Usually there's a...
I was going to say, you were mentioning they're coming out with new patches sometime down in the future. They haven't really announced a date on when they're going to make any of these changes, but they're thinking of making it where you can have more people in a group, because it was something we've been trying to do, guys, is group with Carowin and group with Tweak. Unfortunately, you can only have 3 people in, what do you call that?
A division.
A division. And so at some point, they're planning on increasing that so you can have multiple people beyond 3 in your division, so that you can go into get a guild together, basically, or a group of friends together, and go in there and just coordinate your attacks a little bit better. The reason you said that they weren't really doing that was they didn't want to make it too difficult for like newbie players to come in there and be facing basically another guild on the other side who are all on like a Skype call or something and coordinating it that way. But I mean, that's basically what you have anyways with random players, because you can communicate through the chat bar. So I guess they realized that mistake and said, hey, we really need to make this more of a multiplayer game, and so they're working on that, guys. I don't know when they're going to come out with that, but it is a thing that hopefully will be coming down the pipe pretty soon, because it's sorely needed. It's kind of annoying to go in here and not be able to group with your friends just because they happen to join a different match than you did, or they happen to join on the enemy side rather than your side. That's kind of annoying. You did mention there was...
happened to us repeatedly.
Yeah, exactly. And you also mentioned there was a few other changes, such as like voice being integrated into the call, right?
Yeah.
Do you know?
I'm out.
Oh, you're out of the match?
Yeah, I got torched.
Oh, you just died.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm over here on the New York. He seems to be doing really well. I mean, he's sitting really far back. He's snipering these guys. He's actually snipering so far back that the enemy ships, for the most part, are disappearing. But even when that happens, I still see explosions. So he's still able to figure out where they're going to be and then just fire off in the distance and actually hit these guys. So I don't know who's controlling this character, but he's doing extremely well, and he's just now starting to take fire from one of the other enemy fleets out there. He hasn't gotten hit yet, but they're firing in his direction. Something I wanted to pick your brain about is what other things are going to be coming down the pipeline with this future patch that they're kind of talking about, because there's been some big stuff announced, right?
There's been a few talks in there. I've caught in some of the news bits. I don't know a lot of details, to be honest. Like I said, I've been MIA from the game a little bit here, trying to get back into it. But I kind of going off the fact that from both the kind of request and feedback pages on the forums, and just from kind of seeing the history of what this company has done with World of Tanks, you can kind of get an idea of where things are going to end up going towards. And even with World of Tanks, there's a lot more that can happen with this game in terms of bigger teams or more division compliance in terms of having bigger teams on the division. I'm sure there's going to be some kind of other modes and missions and whatnot for it. So those are the kind of things I can look forward to. As for specifics, again, can't say much right now. I haven't seen much.
Right, but I mean, if you go into the settings, guys, you can look and you can see that. I think you said right now you can get up to rank 10 or 11 or 12 or something like that, but there are spots for higher ranks than that. So at some point, they have already figured out that they want to add that in there. They just haven't put it into the game.
Well, but the thing about the ranking too is that just by playing the game, you're getting basically player XP, and that lets you rank up to rank 11. The kicker is when you get to rank 11, you unlock another mode, which is ranked, or basically a ladder play. And when you play in that mode, it's a little bit different. Instead of the 12-man teams you normally get, you get a 7-man team. And it's, even though you're still getting the same kind of like XP from getting kills, getting hits, etc., the focus isn't on that. The focus is on winning. You win, you go up a rank. You make it to rank 12, rank 13. If you lose, you go down a rank. You go back down to level 12 or level 11.
Okay, I can see what you're saying on that one.
So basically, they changed the dynamic about it. The problem is when you first start getting into it, you have to have at least a tier 4 or 5 ship, tier 5 ship, to participate in ranked battles. You have to be level 11 to do it. And at those lower tiers, it's really hard to rank up because a lot of people who are coming into that the same rank as you are, you know, noob as you get. And the problem is that people have a focus in games like this. They want to get in there and steal the kills, get lots of hits, you know, even go suicide to try to get a few extra points in. That's not going to help you in ranked, because again, yeah, the points are nice, the credits are, you know, you do get credits, you do get XP, you can use to upgrade your ships, but ultimately though, like I said, ranked is all about winning the game. And especially when you have teams that only have 7 ships, each ship becomes a lot more crucial, which means they're really forcing you into actually trying to work together as a team.
Yeah, and to not try to, you know, be the cheap guy who goes in there, like you said, and gets the last hit, gets the experience for the kill. I think they should probably fix that anyways. I mean, they could easily make it where the player who does, you know, 50% or the most percentage of the hit for the damage of the ship, and has done it in the last, you know, like 30 seconds, gets the kill. You know, that way if there's 5 people attacking it, the guy who just hit 40% of the damage in the last 30 seconds gets the kill for it, rather than the guy who just got a lucky one shot. Because that just seems kind of unfair that he gets the majority of the experience because he got the last hit.
Yeah, well, the other thing too is I'm not entirely sure what the point and XP ratios are for the different ribbons you can get from, you know, shots to kills and whatnot. But there is a little bit of fairness in terms of just hitting a ship will give you, of course, credit for the hit and the subsequent experience and whatnot as a result of it. So you're kind of, you know, if you do 90% of damage to a ship, that means you're getting the valid reward for that. And yeah, there's a reward for getting that kill, but I don't know how much it is or how valid it is. It's just it's kind of a prestige to have that little red ribbon on your sash that says "I sunk somebody."
Yeah, definitely. And of course, you do have the daily missions as well. And some of the daily missions, at least for me, anyways, have been to kill like two ships. And I think I managed to get one so far out of all the matches we've done today. So not exactly the easiest for me. You did mention though that there was one that was kind of difficult for you as well, which something to do with air, right?
Yeah, for the game itself here, there's a lot of different types of missions. I'm actually going to go ahead and pop out the.
Yeah, I think this guy's doing a suicide run here. He's about to get destroyed. He's the last one on the map.
Weasel.
Yeah, and
at this point, he knows his shoes. Might as well get a few hits in.
he is just outnumbered dramatically. They're all firing at him, and I still can't believe he has not been destroyed. He has to be just incredibly proud of the fact that he's gone full bore into them, and they have done very little damage to him, guys.
Now, a lot of these, there you go. A lot of those rounds were HE, which don't do a lot of damage, especially when hitting the broadside of them. Ah, sad. But anyway, I'm gonna pop back to port here real quick. So yeah, for the missions, there's a lot of different types of missions here, and I'll show you real quick here. When you click on missions, you've got daily missions, challenges, and events. The daily missions are the kind of the cheap easies, the quote unquote, recurring stuff that you get some amount of cash or something for, and based on the type of ship you have, some of these are valid, some of these aren't. So, for example, surprise attack, I need to get 5 torpedo hits. It's just 5 torpedo hits in general, and I get 20,000 credits, and I'm already at 4 or 5 of that. I play destroyers, so that works for me. But then you have things like Guardian, destroy 8 aircraft in one battle. That's a little more difficult to do. First of all, you're relying on your anti-aircraft, which you don't really have much control over. They just fire what they're going to fire at. Sometimes they're good at aiming, sometimes they suck. Another one is Sky and Flame, which is killing a total of 20 aircraft, period. These are things that may or may not happen. In addition to that, you have your actual missions. And the missions we have right now are related to the ARP we're talking about. You can see right here for the Congo, first stage is destroy 30 cruisers. And this is gearing towards getting that unlock for a whole bunch of credits and for the ships themselves. You can see right here for the Congo. This is a special crossover or partnership with World of Warships and this anime. You get a very pretty looking ship. But it takes time to get to it, and I'm hoping to have time to actually do it at some point. But it's very specific. You have to be playing a tier 5 or higher ship. You have to destroy 30 cruisers. So you have to get the killing blow on those. So that makes it a little more challenging.
Does that have to be in PvP, or can that be in the other one where you're fighting just regular computer players?
These are specifically in random battles, which is the PvP.
Okay, so yeah, that would be very, very difficult. You might have to do that for a few weeks, maybe a month, depending on how often you play and how good you are at your class. It actually, I think, probably be easier for you if you played a lower tier ship, right? I mean, where you're playing with players who are not quite as good as you are, you might be able to get a few more extra kills, right?
Certainly, but again, in this case, this is why they have very specific outline ship requirements is a tier 5 or higher. You have to be playing a tier 5 or higher ship.
But you could go with a tier 5 instead of going with a higher one. Like you'd probably have an easier chance there.
But some tier 5 ships have better quality in terms of their firepower or maneuverability or other things. So it depends. If you're a decent player, you probably play whatever you like. In addition to that, though, they also have challenges, and challenges are again just another extension of stuff you can do. So you can see, like, for destruction at the sea, it's destroy 100 ships. With a tier 4 or higher, destroy 1 Japanese ship. Complete this in mission and random battle using the ARP Miyoko. So once you've unlocked that special ship, you can go ahead and do the hunter badge for challenges. So kind of a multi-tier thing. Anyways, yeah, I think that's about it for us here.
Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and end the episode here, guys. We got a lot of information packed in this episode. I definitely want to thank you all for coming out and watching. If you do enjoy this video, make sure to hit that like, or subscribe if you want to see more videos like this in the future. Also, if you're watching on my channel, go check out Warp Jester Gaming. Also, go check out the channel that he's with a lot of really good YouTubers. They play a lot of different games. You want to tell them a little bit about that before we head out?
Sure. Yeah. We actually one thing we've been actively doing, actually, what I've been working on is content for the Ball Rocket Gaming group, and we've got our ballrocketgaming.com website. We also have the Ball Rocket Gaming YouTube channel, and over there, I've started up a new series, which is the BRG podcast. It's a gaming podcast, once a week podcast. We go over gaming news, tech topics, and the like.
And it's definitely worth checking out, guys. And if you're a new YouTuber or even an old one and you want to collab with a lot of gamers that are very, very cool and just some of the greatest people you'll ever meet, I would highly suggest you head on over, check it out. And, of course, give them a little bit of love, hit that like and subscribe, and we will catch you all next time.